What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. People get it misconstrued here on my channel that, we really don't like, women, or we have a hard time, accepting women or doing nice things for women. I think that's just not the case, right? I love women, just like I love the people in my community. But I think that we need to have a real honest conversation, if we can. And that conversation needs to revolve around the fact that a lot of times, some women, not all, want credit for things that they just didn't have a hand in, all right? For example, you will see a woman that she's married to a man for 10 years. She wants 50% of the money, and you may ask her, "But why? Why do you deserve that?" "Well, I was married to him." But did you help him in the business at all? "Well, I was his wife." "Well, but what did you do?" And then you find out that it was the guy's ingenuity. It was his effort. It's the reason why he is what he is today. Like if you look at some of the young men that were in the NBA at the time, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, those guys, their mothers true enough had them and took care of them the best they could. But those guys were developed on their own merit and by guys who mentored them and helped them in the game. Okay? Now, what am I talking about? The Phoenix Suns have been perennial losers. All right? Devin Booker is an awesome shooting guard and a scorer. And, people were like, well, listen, Devin Booker's really good. But, we need to get a playoff contender. Now, remember, Chris Paul was in, I want to say he was playing in Oklahoma City last year. The year before that was Houston. He has a huge contract. And he got over with Phoenix, and they had a pretty good young athletic squad. You saw what they did to the Lakers in the first round. They just swept the Nuggets, who, if I'm not mistaken, went to the Western Conference Finals last year. They took them out. I think the Nuggets had some injuries, but it was, very easy. So they'll be playing, in the West Conference Finals. And if they get to the finals, it's not like a shoo-in like that. Whoever comes out of the East is going to beat them because the Nets have some injuries. So the Suns have been playing really good basketball. And, it's not because of the team chemistry, because they were doing pretty good at the end of the bubble last year, so they were turning it around. It's not they have a really good general manager that's really built that, team around also. Who wants to take credit for the Phoenix Suns' success? And James Jones is doing an awesome job as GM. He's really doing a really great job. The lady that's taking, and you guys are going to laugh too. There's a young lady who wants to take credit for this. A lady who doesn't play sports, doesn't coach sports, knows nothing about basketball. But Aliza Jane wants to take credit for this, okay? Now, she said that after she gave a blowjob to like the entire team. Because remember, that was talked about on Adam 22's podcast last year. Okay. She said that was the reason why they are now 67-23 in the Western Conference Finals, because of that blowjob that she gave. Now, if you look on this particular page, right? And she's afraid of Selena Powell, so you know where that's going. She refers to herself as the semen demon, throat growth, Greek freak. And if you look at her, she has the Suns. And on another picture that we can't post, she has the Suns head coach. Get it? Now, I don't think this is trolling. She actually is delirious enough to believe this. Okay? And to be quite honest, there are many women out there who believe that they contribute to a man's success by doing nothing but oral sex, casual sex, doggy style. That's the reason why, you're successful. Well, let me ask, the lady this question. Certainly, Aliza, there's 30 teams in the NBA, many of them who have semen demons, I'm assuming, all across the country. They have them in Sacramento. They have them in Milwaukee. Like, you're not the only one that knows how to, suck a pipe, I'm pretty sure. Why isn't that these guys can't get, like, the Bucks? I'm pretty sure they're getting blew off all the time, Why is it that they can't get into the Eastern Conference Finals? The Denver Nuggets was pretty good. I know it's a lot of, willing chicks in Denver, big city. They would love to, give them that semen demon to throat goat, as you would say. Why is it that they can't progress to the Western Conference Finals? Okay? Like, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. A lot of times some women really feel that they're more special than they really are. That's the problem that that's the fundamental problem that I really have, is when people think that they are actually worth more than they are without doing anything. Like, what have you done? What makes you feel that because you juggle some testicles, and slurped up something real quick, you are the reason why they win? You don't know anything about basketball? You don't know anything about sports? I mean, think about this. You can't even help yourself get on. Like, think about this. Just real quick. If you have those powers, as you say, why are you not getting $1 million on OnlyFans? I mean, if that was the case, every general manager would be hiring you to blow their team away every game. The reality is James Jones is an excellent general manager. The reality is they brought the right pieces together. The reality is they're very well coached. The reality is they got lucky because the Lakers were also hurt. The reality is they get after it on defense. Okay? They're athletic, they're tall, they're long. They defend pretty well. They have really good chemistry. And they play the game, and they were not even a team that was considered, but they had pieces they were putting together even at the end of last year that had nothing to do with you. And many times you see a lot of women, and even just, not just in women in general in all communities, but women just want to take, want credit for stuff that they didn't do. But let's say when women are successful, can a guy come out and say, well, I gave you some of this D, and since I've been giving you this D from the back and looking on your stuff, y'all been winning. Women will say, hell no. I did this. What, like, right? Women want to take, accomplishments from men all the time, but when they do something, they want to say they did it. Usually they're getting help from guys. When men achieve something in life, men are typically doing it by themselves. When women are achieving stuff, I would say at least 60% of the time, some guy is helping them. Some guy is giving them money. Some guy is doing something, and then they would pretend like, oh, I did it all by myself. No. Stop the cap. And Aliza, stop lying. You didn't do anything but look like an embarrassed Instagram Tatiana. All right? And none of those guys would even talk to you anymore. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out. Don't forget the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts, brothers. Peace.